Hey everyone, a massive welcome back to A Life of KG. I am so excited about today's episode because I have Hannah from Lashology on the show. Now, she has a huge membership for lash techs to join. But she went from having a normal job to then building up her clientele and being fully booked. And she literally specializes on becoming fully booked and using social media to leverage that. So I really wanted to get her on to help you guys with your socials, which I know we all need help on, me included. So without further ado, here she is. Hey Hannah, welcome to the Live of KG. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Super excited to be here. I can't wait to go through everything with you.
I know, I've been so excited to have you on because you're literally a wealth of knowledge. So my listeners are going to come away with so much after today. So to get us started, can you give us an intro and tell us what you do?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Hannah. I'm the owner of Lashology England. I've been a lash tech for it's about 6 years now. Now, I am an educator, but not in the traditional sense of like teaching beginner lash techs. So I teach lash techs essentially how to use social media, so how to get clients, how to get fully booked. And I have a membership, digital products, and I also mentor lash techs one-to-one as well.
Oh, you are super busy. And I know everyone listening to that's going to go, I want to know this, I want to know that. So hopefully I can cover
We'll
some
share it
questions.
all, it's fine.
Yes. This would be like a live mentoring session for you guys.
Exactly.
I love that. So let's go back then. What was you doing before you got into lashes?
Okay, so before I got into lashes, I went straight from college into an office job. So I was working 8 till 5 and I was a buyer for a packaging company. Now, that wasn't really something that I thought I would ever do, but it was a great opportunity. And so, yeah, I actually really liked that job, to be honest. How I got into lashes, I obviously got them done myself. I loved them. I loved speaking to my lash tech, and I was just like, oh my God, she's just amazing. Like, she's living the life. Like, it just sounds like such a good thing where she can do it whenever she wants to, and she's got her own like freedom. So she definitely inspired me. So I went and did a lash course. I booked a day's annual leave, went and did the lash course, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And obviously at this time I was still living at home, so I was like, Mom, can I set up my lash bed in your lounge? So that is literally what I did. So I started doing it in the evenings and built it up. But obviously we'll go into this in way more detail because it sounds super easy, just like saying you built it up. It was definitely hard work. And I then eventually built like a home garden salon, so like a shed, but it's not. It's like a nice little salon in the garden, and that's in my mum's house. And yeah, that's how I got into it. And I actually left my full-time job when I got fully booked. So I had to get fully booked before I was able to take that big jump because it's a massive step, isn't it?
It really, really is. So obviously there's going to be so many people listening that are new to industry and maybe just qualified, but also them salons that are still got empty spaces even if they've got a team. So how did you build up your clientele, seeing as you are the queen of getting fully booked?
So definitely social media. I think one of the biggest mistakes I made at the beginning of my journey was I thought like family and friends would be the one who's like sharing your posts, referring you. And I think it was probably wrong of me to kind of think that because yeah, although that they do support you and they ask you questions about it, they're not necessarily the ones who are shouting about you. So I realised it's down to me myself to do that. I actually invested in myself to learn how to use social media because I thought you literally just post like a lash picture and all the bookings would come flooding in. And I quickly found that it kind of wasn't the case. There's so much to it. And even when I look back 6 years ago to now, so much has changed. So it's not just a kind of one course done, everything you need to know is constantly learning. So posting on social media, posting in Facebook groups was a great way as well. Because think of like others lash techs and service providers, if that is like location based, that's such a great opportunity to reach your audience who are in your local group. So think about like your town, what area you're in, and if promise you, if you go to Facebook and search your area, there'll be like 10 plus groups. So yeah, definitely social media and stay consistent with it.
I think that people completely forget Facebook. I think everyone's like Instagram, which obviously Insta's amazing, right? We've both built our businesses up there. But when it does come to that local audience, like Facebook can be literally a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. And even if you're like listening to this and thinking, well, my potential client's 18, she might not be on Facebook, like it's still getting your name out there because there's family members on there, there's like all ages on there, isn't there? So it's a great way to like get you known in the local area as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Those are people now like starting from scratch, or even those that aren't starting from scratch, they're like, oh my God, I've now got to be a content creator. Like, this is not my thing. I just wanted to do treatments and that's that. Like, do you think now it is literally necessary to be that content creator as well?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I just don't even think it's an option now. Like, I think you have to do it. And I think there's probably been a massive shift. So if you've been like a beautician for like 10 plus years or something like that, you're probably thinking, well, I didn't used to have to do that. And now you have to do it if you want to continue to grow. Now, obviously, you're still going to have the clients from you from years and years, but the natural progression of like a client's journey, they do fall off. So to replace those clients, I think you have to be on social media and have a good understanding of how to create content and how to convert your followers into paying clients that you can continue to grow. Would you say the same, that you've noticed like a shift?
Yeah, there's definitely a shift. And like I said, I just think it's a non-negotiable now. Like, I think you have to be at least on a minimum of 2 platforms. I feel that you need that consistency all the time. It's no good just posting once a week and that's that. Like, I just think if you are working solo or just as a business owner, like, you have to be understanding that, well, as part of business also comes marketing, also comes looking after your social media and having a presence. Like, it's just a must.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
So for those people that are physically starting from scratch, have no client base, they're just about to take that first lash course, what top tips would you give them?
So, like, as a beginner, I would say to literally start your page, your Instagram, your Facebook as early as you possibly can. I think I speak to a lot of beginner lash techs and they want to wait till they feel comfortable, till they feel confident. And I think that's the biggest mistake because you actually want to build up that audience as soon as possible, because if you just wait until you feel confident, I mean, that could be a long time anyway, because I think that's something we all struggle with at one time or another. But also, if you wait till that point, you're going to find it harder because then you're going to be chasing that audience and then you'll be wishing you had more clients, and at that point you want to bring some money back in after everything that you've spent out for your training. So number 1, definitely start out your Instagram page, and number 2, start to show your face as early as you can on your page, because that will really build up the trust as early as you can, and you'll probably find you'll grow quicker by doing so. And number 3 is to always continue to learn. Like, don't just do that one course and think that's it. So be in memberships, be in a community who can answer your questions, who can help and support you, and also keep you up to date with what's changing in the lash industry and the beauty industry, because it is always changing.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go back. You built your summer house in the garden. You were fully booked lash tech. What made you then think you want to start lashology? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people know it, but Lashology is actually me and my mom. So we're both co-owners of Lashology. And how it actually started is my mom has her own business. She's a bookkeeper, so she has her own clients. And I kind of feel like she was at a point where she wanted to try something new. And I was at the point of like being fully booked. And I was like, what's the next stage? So I kind of thought the next stage was going to be like the beginner lash training courses. So we thought, actually, yeah, and that's how Lashology came about. We were going to start by doing the beginner training, and we did. We did this online course to teach you more about like passive income and different income streams, and that's how the membership kind of came to mind. And we thought, actually, I thought like I feel like I can speak more about social media as my passion. And not that lashes isn't, it definitely is. I just thought I could combine them both. And I thought if I had something like the Lashology membership when I was starting out, I probably would have progressed a lot quicker. So I thought, I don't think there's much of this out there at the minute. So I thought, yeah, let's give the membership a go. And that's how we both created the membership. And actually, more recently now, my mum has just left her own business. She's in the process of like handing over her clients, and she's working with me full time, which is really, really exciting.
Oh my God, that's so good. So how do you find working with your mum? Because I also work with my mum.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I honestly love it. And I know I hear some stories where like we just fall out all the time. I don't know. I just think it's easier to kind of like resolve issues because, I mean, I'll say it how it is anyway, really, but it's easy when it's like your mum. You can have those open conversations. I'm not feeling like I'm really nervous to bring this up to her, and I think the fact that we're both just like all in, it's not like you're relying on like another member of staff. You're like just all in.
Yeah, I love it as well. Like, I love it. I feel that I can, like you say, have them open conversations with her. But I've always started my business on my own. My mum always had her own thing going. She actually built like a huge charity, and she's just an amazing person. And then when she stopped that, I was like, why don't you come and work with me and like do some things for me? So she done that, and now she's actually manager of my salon. She's incredible with working with teams. So I love the fact that it's just someone that doesn't let you down, right? Like they've always got your back. It's always your best interest. Like it's so good.
100%. And it's like, I've seen so many businesses start up where they're doing it with like the best friend. And I don't think I could do that. I don't know. I just think there's a difference between you like your best friend and like a family member. I found it much easier doing it with my mum than I think anyone else.
Yeah, I think because it's our mums, it's a little bit easier. But even like if it was a cousin or a sister, I think sometimes that can be even hard. But I have had businesses with friends as well. I opened up a hairdresser's with one of my best friends. She's still one of my best friends to this day. So it was all good. But you just work so differently. It just isn't the same. So I always recommend like doing things on your own or with your mum.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people have found it hard to do, like with the mums, but yeah, I definitely recommend it. I love it, and I honestly couldn't do it without her as well.
I would literally be buzzing if I start business with my daughter. Like, I'd literally love that.
Hopefully.
I hope
She goes
so.
into the salon with you now, doesn't she?
Yeah, she comes to the salon with me now. She absolutely loves it. She's literally been brought up cleaning sunbeds. She's coming to her first business event with me next month, which I'm really excited about. So that's gonna be cool.
Amazing.
I know. But knowing my luck, she'll most probably end up wanting to be a mechanic or something.
Oh.
So we'll see. So do you currently still do lash clients, or is all your focus on the membership?
Yeah, so to be honest, I lash just like a few clients on a Monday afternoon for one, because it gets me out of the house, because now I'm more online based, so I'm literally in the house all day, which is amazing. That's exactly what I wanted, but gets me out of the house because my home garden salon's at my mum's house, so it's also nice to go there. And it's good for content as well, because obviously I'm producing content for the membership, for my page. I always want to keep my hand in there a little bit. So to be honest, that's more for enjoyment. But yeah, mainly online for the rest of the time now.
Oh my gosh. Those that don't realise, Lashology is pretty huge. How has that come to scaling from this idea that you and your mum kind of had to now be in the membership that it is today?
Yeah, so I have had a coach help me as well. I've worked with Anna from Socialista, our coach. So she's helped me build the membership up. So we went from obviously 0 and we're now on around 200 members. And also the social media page, the growing the audience was a big part of how Lashology has grown. Because when I first launched it, we were on like 400 followers, and Anna was telling me you need to have at least 10,000 followers before you launch. And at the time I was like, no, I don't need 10,000 followers. Like, I can just do it now. So that's what I did. I actually launched it, and then it I came to realise that, yeah, I did need the audience. Now, like, I'm not saying for anyone watching you have to have 10,000 followers to launch something, but it definitely made it easier. And as that's grown, so has, like, my sales as well.
Because I think that's the thing, right? I hear this all of the time is, there's no point having all of these followers, and, it's more than just the number that people can see that are following you. And I'm like, I just disagree, because it is a numbers game. Like,
Yeah.
I agree the fact that, okay, having 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers is no good if they're not your ideal client. They need to be your ideal client. But if you have 10,000 ideal clients following you compared to 1,000 ideal clients following you, your sales automatically are going to be so much more higher if you have the correct following.
100%. So that'd probably be a tip I'd give to like a beginner lash tech. Like, try and focus on growing your audience, particularly at the beginning, because you're just going to find it easier as well.
How do they do that though? Like, how do they do that and go and get the following? Because we know what it's like. You open up that Instagram page and it's like bloody crickets. You're putting out all this content and no one's seeing it. It's like one like, and it's most probably my mum. So how do we get that following?
Or it's like from your personal page and you're like just liking all your stuff.
Just like it, page from page.
So I'd say at the beginning, try and focus on not all sales content. Now, obviously, you do want to promote your availability and stuff like that, but show your face, show your lash room, show the different features of it. So I had like a 3D price list on the wall that went viral on social media because it was just different. So have something that's like going to stand you out, talk about those things, show your face as much as possible. Relatable quotes work so well as well. Like, if you'll see on my page, you'll see that I post them probably like every other day, just because it helps for the likes, the shares, the engagement. So that's a great way to get your name out there quickly.
Do you get people to like spend X amount of time a day engaging on other people's content to get them to go out there? Because I always tend to say, like, even if you spend just 30 minutes a day, interact with people that you possibly don't know, like, get that page up.
Definitely, particularly like I used to do that when I was like working with clients every single day, because obviously your audience, you want it to be like the local people. So I would think about where my potential client is, and at the time, I mean, I live near a big university, so it would be like the local bars, local cool restaurants, clubs. So I would like interact with their followers and people who interact with their stuff to try and obviously increase followers and engagement and get your name out there a little bit. So yeah, even if you can just spend 10 minutes doing that, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, definitely. So with you dealing with so many like beauty accounts, lash accounts, what would you say is the biggest struggle that people come up with?
So I'd say, obviously, I think everyone at the beginning, well, most people struggle with showing the face, because I mean, I was totally there, like feeling like I don't want people from school to judge me or my family to judge me, and it is super scary. So I think if you can kind of realise that they're not paying your bills, they're not going to grow your lash business, you have to do this, and that will help you with that. I feel like a lot of lash techs, they don't know what to post, how many times to post, the captions, things like that, because the type of content that's working now wasn't probably working 2, 3, 4 years ago, because when I first started, I was able to kind of just post those before and after pictures, and that was it. Now, not that that doesn't work anymore. I just think now there's more things, more different styles of content that you can use that will stand you out and convert them quicker. So yeah, definitely learn the trends of social media and what's working and what's not. And again, you can do that by being in a membership within your industry.
Definitely. Do you think captions are important? Because I always see people just put like one line, or there's no call to action. Some people do people even read long, like form content? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd say captions are important. So I do a variation of short and long form contents. And actually, I think the main thing on a caption is that you need to have a call to action. So what a call to action is is whatever the purpose of that original post is. So you need to think that you don't have to just post to get bookings. You can post for multiple reasons: to increase engagement, to grow your audience, obviously to get bookings. So whatever the purpose of that post is, you want to relay the call to action. Now, a call to action is just essentially like you telling them what you want them to do. So double tap if you can relate to this, or share this post if you can also relate to this, or if you're asking them to click on the bio. So definitely have a call to action, whether it's a short or a long caption.
Amazing. How many times do you think that someone should post? And do you think that they should post like the same time on the same day every week?
Okay, so this is like such a commonly asked question, because, and I also think that it could change. So like what I say now doesn't mean that it's going to be the case in 2 months, 2 years. So all I can take away is what's worked for me and the lash techs that I've worked with. So I started the Lashology account in September 2022, so about a year and a half, and we've gone from 0 to 30k yesterday. And how I've done that is posting 2 to 3 times every single day on my feeds. Now, that is like hard work. That's a full-time job, definitely. But staying consistent with it. Like, I wouldn't be where I am today if I just did that for a week or a month, left it for a few weeks and did it again. That's every single day. Now, I don't do it on a specific time. I probably try and do it because it's 3 times a day. I'd never do it like all in once. I'd never like do 3 in the same 10 minutes. So I'd probably do it like morning time, like probably 9 o'clock, lunchtime, 12 or 1, and then like 7. But that's not like strategy. That's just so I can spread it out through the day. Because another tip here is that just because your reel hasn't like performed straight away doesn't mean that it won't in 2 weeks' time. So never delete your content, particularly your reels, because you'll find that they can go viral down the line.
I didn't know that. 2 to 3 times a day though, Hannah. My God, do you get a weekend off?
No, and actually I don't even schedule my posts. I mean, it just depends on how like you work best. But I kind of just, I go off best off on the day. I mean, I already know what I'm going to sell, so it's not like I'm waking up thinking, what am I going to sell today? I know what it's going to be, but the actual content, it just works for me to do it on that day.
Wow. Do you create a block though? Like, do you ever think like, what am I going to post? Like, this is the 3rd post today.
Yeah, definitely. But what I do is so whenever I'm on Instagram, like any time of the day, I'll always like save posts as inspiration, no matter what industry it is. I mean, I've had like inspiration from like completely different industry, like sometimes like, I don't know, electrician or something like that, and you can make it your own, like something random that you completely see on Instagram. Like, it doesn't have to be the service that you provide. You just make it your own.
I love that. Well done. That's so good. Going from nothing to over 30,000, like that's so good. So good. So good.
Yeah, it was hard work. But like anyone watching, listening, it's easy to think that will never be you. And I literally one day would have like dreamed of 10,000 followers. So it's definitely possible, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. Like, dedicate yourself like a year, 6 months, year and a half of hard work, and you'll get there.
And then every launch that you now do, you'll most probably see every launch is more successful because you have more of the right following and your email list will grow. We haven't even touched on email list, but you're really big when it comes to emails, aren't you?
Yeah, so we send out emails every week, like 3-4 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on if it's like a launch period. But yeah, we've managed to build an email list of 9,000 now, which is so good.
So good. Oh, I love how much you're smashing it. It's so nice to hear.
Thank you so much.
Oh, then I've got one more question for you. When it comes to the grids,
Okay.
do you make it all pretty and aesthetically pleasing, or do you not think that really matters? I have aesthetically pleasing grids, but it's getting on my nerves. Like, I just want to post and I want to post.
I know what you mean. So on mine, if anyone goes on mine on Lashology England, you'll see that I've kind of got like, it's like 3 pillars, and one of them's more, I don't know how to describe it, like a quote, like a graphic style. And then the other 2 are more random, but don't get me wrong, it's still kind of like aesthetic. But all I'll do is make sure the cover photo doesn't really have any text on it, and it'll be like a photo of me or whatever it is that I'm talking about. But I don't I'm not like obsessed about it. As long as it's kind of following that, I don't really mind what the cover is necessarily looking like. I see some people who are like, I can't post because I've not got this style of content. No, I just think that that's really holding you back. Like, if that is the level you're at, like, let's do some work to remove that block, because that's just holding you back. There's no point being that kind of hung up about it. But I mean, it's just preference. I love seeing a nice feed. Do you?
Yeah. I love seeing a nice feed. I'm like, oh, this is a bit nice, but I'm like, oh my God, this is such a ball ache to keep on top of. If it's really like
Yeah.
perfect, not going out of line, it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I can't be bothered with that. I can't lie.
No. And you can reproduce content, right? I'm literally sitting here thinking, flipping heck, I need to put out my third post of the week this week. We're currently on Thursday, so I'm well behind. And I'm thinking, you're on your what, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're like on your 10th, 11th post this week. And there's me crying about content.
No, but you've obviously grown your audience, and obviously that must be working for you. So I'm not saying it's like a one size fits all. That's just worked for me to do it quickly.
Oh yeah, but I want to grow it more, so I'm going to be coming in with the 2-3 reels a day.
Yeah, do it. And it's also just like trying to use types of content that won't take you that long, because sometimes a reel can take you like hours to make, whereas if you set yourself a timer of like 10 minutes, like you've got to get it done.
Yeah, definitely. But do you ever get a reel that you do and you're like really proud of it? And then if you post more, that reel then disappears and it's a bit like down the grid. You'd be like, oh, I've really liked that reel and now no one's going to see it. Do you like produce that same reel, or is that once that reel's done, you'll never use it again?
Yeah, so like I actually repurpose content all the time. No, I don't just really like post the same video though. I mean, like if you went on my page, you'd see I use like the same videos over and over and over. But the difference being the text overlay is always different and the caption's always different. So the purpose of that content's different, but you don't need to constantly be like filming, getting models in, clients. Like reuse that content and just change the purpose and you're good to go.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Where can people reach out to you if they're interested in joining your membership? Because if you are a lash tech, like this membership is literally a must.
So obviously my membership is all about social media. If you are a lash tech who struggles to think of like what to post, the types of content, I actually give you the templates ready to post. So around 90% of your content's done for you. So I give you real templates, stories, captions, and obviously you get the community support as well, and I'm in there every single day. So you can reach out to me at Lashology England on Instagram. You'll see the link in my bio to join the membership. But if you have any questions at all, just give me a message and we can go through them.
Perfect. I will pop everything in the show notes anyway, so it's easy for you guys to just scroll down and click and connect. So if you guys do that, you won't be disappointed. I mean, if everything is done for you, you doing 3 reels a day is literally going to be so easy. So,
Exactly.
Hannah, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure and there's been so much value packed in this episode. So thank you and I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been so nice to talk to you.